We are often told that the greatest conflicts in history have complex origins. That wars are the result of deep-rooted political tensions, economic rivalries, and grand ideological struggles. But what if that isn't always true? What if history, sometimes, has a tragically absurd sense of humor? This is a story about how one of the smallest, most mundane incidents imaginable, a man chasing his lost dog, nearly plunged two nations into a full-scale war and required the intervention of the world's leading powers to stop it. To understand how things could escalate so quickly, we have to understand the atmosphere of the time. According to the story, his dog darted from his side, perhaps chasing a rabbit or simply running off playfully. As he crossed the border, Bulgarian sentries from a nearby post spotted him. But either the Greek soldier didn't hear them, or in his panic to retrieve his dog, he ignored them. The news traveled quickly to Athens, and with every kilometer, the story grew more inflammatory. The Bulgarian soldiers raised their rifles and fired. The Greek soldier fell to the ground, killed instantly. To them, this wasn't a man chasing a pet. It was an enemy soldier, armed and running onto their sovereign territory, but refused to take sole responsibility, correctly pointing out that the Greek soldier had illegally crossed their border. For Greece, this refusal was unacceptable. The ultimatum expired. They demanded an official apology, the punishment of the soldiers responsible, and a significant payment in reparations for the death of their soldier. Without a second thought, the soldier did what any dog owner would do. He ran after it. The Greco-Bulgarian crisis was one of its first major tests. As the fighting on the ground continued, with casualties mounting on both sides, the diplomats in Geneva sprang into action. The League of A issued a clear and decisive demand to the Greek government: cease all hostilities immediately, and withdraw your troops from Bulgarian territory. The Commission condemned the initial killing of the Greek soldier, but it ruled that Greece's response invading another country was completely out of proportion. They backed up their demand with the threat of severe political and financial sanctions. It stands today as a bizarre but powerful lesson from history. It shows how quickly nationalism and pride can turn a minor incident into a major crisis. And it serves as a strange testament to a time when the world, through the League of Nations, successfully stepped back from the brink. All because one man, on one fateful day, simply wanted to get his dog back. Would it succeed, or would it prove to be a powerless bystander? The story of the dog was quickly forgotten, replaced by a narrative of national honor being violated. A wave of nationalist fury swept the country. Instead, Bulgarian strategists put their faith in a different power: international diplomacy. The pressure was immense. Reluctantly, General Pangalos agreed. The Greek forces were ordered to withdraw. As Greek troops advanced, Bulgaria sent an urgent telegram to the League of Nations in Geneva. The amount was far greater than the compensation Greece had originally demanded from Bulgaria. The aggressor had been punished. The Balkans had long been known as the powder keg of Europe. The Greek Second Army Corps crossed the border and advanced into Bulgaria, occupying several villages along the way. Their main objective was the town of Petrich. The wounds of the First World War were still fresh, and before that, two brutal Balkan wars had pitted these very nations against each other. This is the incredible but true story of the War of the Stray Dog. Our story takes place in 1925 on the volatile border between Greece and Bulgaria. The border was not a friendly line on a map. It was a tense, heavily militarized frontier, buzzing with suspicion and nationalist hatred. Soldiers on both sides stared each other down from their watchtowers, their minds filled with propaganda, their fingers never far from the trigger. It was a peace built on sand, waiting for a single gust of wind to blow it all away. On October 19, 1925, that gust of wind arrived. It came in the form of a dog. A Greek soldier was on sentry duty at a border post in the mountains, but in his pursuit, he failed to recognize the most important detail of his surroundings: the invisible line that separated Greece from Bulgaria. They shouted a warning. Stop, turn back. The sound of gunfire echoed through the mountains. The brief chase was over, but the consequences were just beginning. The Greek outpost reported the incident to their superiors. In the Greek press and public imagination, this was not an unfortunate border incident. It was a cold-blooded, unprovoked Bulgarian assassination. The Greek government, led by the dictator general Theodoros Pangalos, saw an opportunity to project strength. They issued a harsh ultimatum to Bulgaria. Bulgaria was in a difficult position. They expressed regret for the loss of life. General Pangalos gave the order. The Greek army was to invade Bulgaria. What began with a single soldier chasing his dog had now become a full-scale military invasion. The Bulgarian army, much weaker and smaller than the Greek force, was ordered not to offer major resistance. The League of Nations was the world's new hope for peace, an organization created from the ashes of World War I, with the specific purpose of preventing small conflicts from spiraling into global catastrophes. The world watched. For Greece, the choice was stark. Continue the invasion and face the condemnation and economic wrath of the entire world, or back down. But the story doesn't end there. The League of Nations sent a commission to investigate the incident, and its conclusion was a stunning reversal of fortune for Greece. In a final ironic twist, the League ordered Greece to pay a large sum in reparations to Bulgaria for the damages caused by the invasion. The war of the stray dog was over.